like to call this meeting of the Executive Committee to order. We have two items to act on in our public session. First public session, then we'll go into executive session. We may have a third item following the executive session. The first item is Hunter College acceptance of gift and naming of Casa Lali. Iris, are you presenting this, or
Rick?
I was represented by introducing President Raab to the assembled. As if she needs an introduction.
All right, I'm not going there on the record. So, thank you all for having us discuss this today, and very big thanks from what I started to Iris Weinschel's office and Vice Chancellor Schaefer's office for helping us facilitate that we see as a very exciting opportunity for Hunter and for CUNY. We have just received, assuming approval from this body, a very generous gift from a foundation that was created to teach the Italian language. And the foundation has transferred to Hunter College, is in the process of transferring to Hunter College, a brownstone and land located at 132 East 65th Street, with an appraised value of $7.5 million, a cash gift of $1.3 million, which will actually be gifted to the Hunter College Foundation, and a nonprofit business assets that include the operation of this language school known as Parliamo Italiano, which is an Italian language school and includes curriculum-related teaching materials, student and alumni lists and databases, and the business goodwill, which will also be given to the Hunter College Foundation. The background is that the woman who began this school bought the brownstone as an asset for the school and operated this very well-known Italian language school on 65th Street. And in fact, Hunter runs a very robust continuing education program in all foreign languages. We were never able to be particularly successful in Italian because we were always competing with Parliamo Italiano. The woman, Franca Lali, passed away about a year ago, and the trustees of the foundation associated with the school and the business decided that they wanted to give the assets of the building, the land, the school, and the cash to another educational institution. And about 10 different groups, we believe, were approached. That was narrowed down to a number of finalists. And we all made a series of presentations over a number of months about what we would do with the property and why we were the appropriate recipients. And out of the group that included both Columbia University and Pace University, Hunter College was chosen to receive this gift. And we're excited about the possibilities of both enhancing our continuing ed offerings by incorporating Parliamo Italiano and also building our continuing ed operations in language with some of our academic programming in the Italian language, Italian culture, and Western European culture. So this gives us an opportunity to both expand the resources and the profits of our continuing ed operations, as well as supporting our language in our academic departments, and also to have much needed space for Hunter College in the neighborhood. So with this board's approval, we're requesting that permission for the college/CUNY to accept the building and for the Hunter College Foundation to accept the $1.3 million in cash, as well as the business assets.
Do you intend to keep running the business as a business asset?
And we have made a commitment to the foundation to make all practical efforts to maintain the business. And as I said, this is very consistent with our mission, since we have this very extensive language program, both in the teaching of English as a foreign language and bringing in a lot of people from Europe and Asia, and teaching languages on a continuing education basis. So we will now incorporate this in our continuing education and work to expand it. So we're hoping, we have 2 Italian clubs. We're hoping to possibly base the Italian clubs there and to branch out into sort of co-curricular type work of, Italian culture that would interest our students as well as our community. And the gift, Chairman, is structured so that this is, with the extent, practical. So we have made a commitment to run the business to the extent that we can. We've made a commitment to incorporate the existing employees for a 2-year period under the pay scale existing within the continuing education, and also to name the building Casa Lali after the founder. So it is our intention to maintain the building and to have it flourish as part of our continuing education. If that becomes impractical, we have recourse under the law to discontinue those uses.
All right, Rick or Iris, anything to add?
Now, I just would like to suggest that when you put the question to the trustees, you ask all those in favor to say "sí."
And I suggest a free Italian language class for everybody.
And it'll give you a little excess space that you could use for
Absolutely.
because Hunter's bursting at the seams.
Bursting at the seams. So we're very, and as you all know, given all the support from this table, we've been able to open Roosevelt House on 65th Street between Park and Madison. This is on the southeast corner of Lexington. So we're looking to buy the whole block up.
Iris?
Don't worry, Iris.
Well, I just want to say that I think the board knows that, it is very difficult on the Upper East Side to be able to find real estate for Hunter. This clearly is a gift, and we've done an extensive engineering report of the building with the cooperation of Hunter. There are a number of items that we're going to have to do in the building to bring it up to code. Hunter has agreed to work with us on a schedule to do that. Again, it's not often that pieces of property on the Upper East Side fall into our lap. So we're aware of the issues confronting this piece of property, but we feel that this is a good deal for CUNY.
And we were glad, in addition, to get the $1.3 million gift with that, which will help also maintain the building.
Go.
Mr. Chairman, I was going to ask a question about the condition of the building and whether or not we see capital requests coming through in the budget process, but I think Iris answered.
Sounds like the answer is yes.
Right.
It's real estate in New York.
Yeah, my question was in the same realm. Do you know, Iris, whether, maybe the magnitude right now of the work and the cost?
Yeah, the initial magnitude would be about $500,000, and then there'll be about another $200,000 over the next 5 to 10 years. And then you have to add design fees on top of that. But as President Rabb pointed out, they are getting a gift. Thank God we're getting critical maintenance money from the state this year, so we'll be able to apportion a little bit of that as well.
Is this one of those brownstones that also has a garage?
No, it doesn't. Sorry. No, but it's actually adjacent to a building that has stopped construction, and we're very intrigued by that parcel as well on Lexington Avenue. So you never know.
It is the first building in a newly landmarked district.
So the facade is landmarked, yeah.
All right. Professor Phillip?
I wonder if we could hear some comment about the effect of this on for credit, Italian language instruction and cultural instruction. Hunter College, have there been conversations about that?
Well, I'm hoping that it will be very positive. Our Italian department within our Romance Languages is very excited. As I was saying, we actually have not one but two Italian student clubs, the Dante Club and the Italian Society. And we're hoping that they will be able to actually move their club offices there. And what I'm hoping, Professor Phillips, is actually to see this melding between the continuing ed non-credit and the credit-bearing courses, and the idea of some extracurricular, programs, lectures, series, which both communities will use. And as the Chancellor said, use it as a way to deal with our space problems for our academic offerings, if we can do Italian classes there as well.
Sounds very exciting.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Frida.
The building, you might have said this, I don't remember. What was the square footage?
Do we have a final? It's about 30?
It's about 32,000 square feet.
Okay.
What? It's much more than a brownstone, then.
Yeah, it is. It's
It's not
a townhouse. It's not one of those.
Not a townhouse.
Yeah. And by the way, she added on top, before the district was landmarked, she added on top her residence, so she added onto the building a while ago.
So, and, so it was, this was her house, this was her home?
She lived there, as well as she conducted the institute.
They bought it, they raised their children there, because the children were very interesting, a part of this disposition, and they've become close to Hunter, and were actually advocating for us to get it. But they were raised there, and she ran the business. And then more and more of the space was used for classrooms, but there is an apartment on the 5th floor. We're actually discussing what do we do with that.
And so it's been used all along, like it's not like it's been.
Oh, no,
just
if
sitting
you
there.
go there, there's classes
Right,
happening.
No, if you go by, literally, and it's actually very interesting, since this gift has occurred, every time we've mentioned it, there's so many people who've actually taken Italian classes there. So it really is probably the premier Italian language institute in Manhattan, and we are committed to preserving that, and we're excited about it. And we're going to decide now what to do, whether it makes sense to try to use the apartment as an apartment or turn it into offices.
All right. Are there any other questions? I'd like to move the acceptance of this gift and the naming of Casa Lally. May I have a second?
I'd like to second it.
All in favor, please say
See.
Any opposed? Abstentions?
No.
All right, that carries. Excellent work.
Molto bene.
Everyone's coming over for Italian wine.
Do we have, does anyone happen to know, do we have a graduate PhD program in Italian studies, Italian language and literature?
Yes, we do. And we actually give a master's in Italian as well, not large, but.
I think you should just make President Kelly aware of this, because this could also help to strengthen the PhD
No, absolutely right.
programs.
That's a good point. I think a lot of his faculty are our faculty.
Good. All right, we'll turn next to item 1B. This is the amendment to the early retirement incentive
We
plan.
need to do C first, and of course, we need to do B in executive session.
Okay, fine. Then we'll go out of order, and I'll declare this public meeting adjourned, so we can...
No. This can be done public.
No, we should do the retirement incentive
Do
in
the
public
retirement
session.
first.
Do the incentive program first.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. 1B, let's take up the early retirement incentive program. Rick, are you going to present that, or?
Ray O'Brien is
Ray
going to
O'Brien?
present on behalf of Ginger Water.
Ray?
Yes, thank you, Chair Schmidt. Good afternoon, everyone. At the June 28th meeting, the Board of Trustees approved item 5G, which authorized CUNY to participate in the retirement incentive program offered by Chapter 105 of the laws of 2010. Item 5G also specified an open period for college faculty. After the board meeting, actually very recently, the pension systems changed their interpretation of the way the incentive would be implemented at CUNY. As a result, if we keep the open period for college faculty under Part A of the program at 90 days beginning on November 1st, there is a possibility of faculty retiring during the fall semester. The amendment before you shortens the open period to 30 days, beginning on December 29th, 2010, which would be the first day that faculty could retire under the incentive, to avoid any potential disruption of the instructional program.
All right. Questions? Manfred?
This would presumably not affect the ability of the faculty who are retiring to take Travia in the fall semester. Is that an assumption that's correct?
Well, under the ER, if they're taking an ordinary retirement,
Yes.
then the ordinary rules would apply, and they would take the Travia leave
Yes.
immediately prior to the date of their retirement. If they're electing to retire with the incentive, the law provides that Travia leave is paid out in 3 equal installments, the first 2 months after retirement, the second 14 months, the third 24 months. So they would not be getting a leave, they would be getting cash payouts in lieu of the retirement, Travia leave.
So it does not affect the... Right.
Correct. This amendment does not change the way Travia leave would be affected.
Thank you.
Other questions? Yes?
What is Travia leave?
What is Travia leave?
Yeah, good question.
Other
doesn't exist in the
institutions
private
would
sector,
call it
I
a
know that.
retirement leave.
Okay.
Essentially, Section 3107 of the educational law provides that faculty who retire may receive a leave equal to 1/2 of their accumulated sick leave, up to the equivalent of 1 semester, or 160 days, half of 160 days. So it's basically a retirement leave if you have a full complement of sick leave of 1 semester.
Is Travia a Latin term or the name of the state
Travia
senator?
leave
who did it?
is the name of a
Senator.
state senator.
Who was it?
Is there
I
really
know it was one of the
popular
other.
guy?
Who was
He
Latin?
was connected with that.
CUNY professor who has the longest.
We'll be talking about Hiddleston's later in the meeting.
All right.
Hiddleston's.
Another friend.
Any other questions on this?
That's really
If not, I'll move the adoption of item 1B. May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say yes. Aye. Any opposed, abstentions? 1B carries. Now we need to adjourn the public meeting and go into a brief executive session. We'll be coming back into public meeting after we have our executive. One thing, John and the team are still going to work with Scott right on the plan, so, because that's such a good team. Let me know when we're ready. I'd like to declare this public session of the Board of the City University of New York in order. We have one item to consider, and I'll turn the floor to Vice Chairman Berry.
Thank you very much, Chairman Smith. I have one resolution for the central office, the designation of the founding president of the CUNY New Community College. Resolved that Scott E. Evanbeck be designated founding president of the CUNY New Community College effective January 10th, 2011, at a compensation to be recommended by the Chancellery to the board, subject to financial ability. If I could get somebody to second that.
We have a second. Any questions or comments? Not all in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Abstentions? The motion carries. That concludes our business. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Good.